What's up everyone, it's Kelly and today I've got another favorites video for you. So today we are talking about my top 10 nail polishes for fall 2025. This is a series that I like to do for each season because I review a lot of nail polishes and sometimes it can get very overwhelming to decide which polishes to get, which polishes to skip. So what I like to do at the beginning of each season is compile a list of my favorite new releases just to kind of help inspire you if you are trying to decide which colors to go for. This is a little bit different from my all-time favorite series where I also include polishes that are no longer available because all the polishes that I talk about in these seasonal favorites videos, they're all currently available. So yeah, we may as well just dive right in. Like I said, this is for fall 2025. The season has just begun and we've gotten almost all of our fall releases, so I figured it would be a great time to share. And I have to say, I'm actually pretty surprised at my picks for this season. I think it's a little bit different from what I normally go towards, but I'm really excited to share with you. And in true Kelly fashion, I am lying because I can't just pick 10, so I do actually have 12 favorites for you. Why didn't I call it my top 12 favorites? I don't know. At this point, I feel like it's just a meme. But yeah, let me just dive into my top 12 of fall 2025. I'm gonna link everything down in the description so you can check them out if you're interested. But without further ado, let's roll those favorites. Okay, my first favorite is gonna be a little bit of a hot take here. This is Essie Charm to Stable from their Boho Rodeo collection for fall 25. And I feel like people are going to be a little bit judgmental on this one being a favorite, especially it being first on this list, but I promise there are more exciting finishes to come. But there's just something about Your Naked Nails But Better manicure that I think looks absolutely stunning, and it's so hard to find a really nice quality one that you can wear for French manicures, you can wear for like a palette cleanser on your nail, you could just wear on its own and it doesn't have any patchiness to it. And I feel like this is that for me. I'm always using the same one from Zoya and I have for so many years, so it's just really nice to find a new one. This one has a slightly cool undertone to it, so I just feel like it's a nice refreshing version of that Naked Nails But Better. And then we've got another potentially controversial pick. This is Painted Polish Cozy Quartz, and this was part of their Let's Get Stoned collection, also for fall 2025. And this one I just couldn't resist. I feel like this is another love it or hate it kind of polish, and it definitely gives a little bit of like a granite countertop vibe. But I just love, again, that cool beige base, and then it's totally packed with these black, silver, and gold flakies. It just looks so pretty and delicate to me, and I don't know, it's just so visually interesting. Okay, so now on to more specialty finishes. This is Cirque Colors Hidden Hue, and this was actually part of their creator series. This one in particular was created by Brushed by Bee, but I felt like as soon as I saw this one, it was going to be the perfect autumnal color, and this is actually a really stunning amber magnetic polish. So I feel like it's one of those shades that's just very beautiful on its own. It gave me full opacity in 2 coats, but I did do a 3rd coat to magnetize, and this is in the velvet style. It just gives a really beautiful velour kind of look to it. It's so warm. It reminds me of Tiger's Eye, which I feel like this kind of color always does. It also looks really stunning in the cat eye style. I just feel like, I don't know, there's something so perfectly fall about this type of shade. It looks so beautiful and I can't get enough of it. So it's a perfect fall color to me. Next in my favorites, we have OPI Totally Reticle, and this was part of their regular fall 2025 collection. And there's just something about an OPI red that I will never get tired of, but this one in particular, I just thought was so fun. It's so vibrant and bright. It's almost got this orangey kind of color to it. And I said this in my main review, but there's something about this that, especially like the idea of it paired with a leopard print, feels like the perfect New Jersey autumn vibe, and I am from New Jersey, so that's kind of what this was giving me. Also, this is a 1-coater, so amazing formula, amazing color, and I feel like this kind of red you can really wear any time of year. So another shade I totally love, but especially for fall. Okay, so at this point you might be seeing a little bit of a theme starting to emerge that I've been very much vibing with these warmer tones this season. So next up we have ILNP Raincoat coat, and this was part of their After the Rain collection for fall 2025. And it's this gorgeous deep orange jelly base that is totally packed with iridescent flakies, and they genuinely just look like leaves falling, which I think is so pretty. I loved this one in 2 coats. I feel like it works really well for that, but you can also deepen it and get a little bit more of that flaky glitter if you apply an extra coat. So I do enjoy that as well. I feel like just depending on my mood, whether I'm gonna do 2 or 3 coats, I can kind of play around with it, and I always love having polishes that I can kind of personalize that way. And then we have OPI Lip Hot Liner, and this was another fall 2025 shade, but this one was from their Infinite Shine collection, so their longwear line, and it's just basically a really beautiful, warm, medium brown cream shade. And I don't know what it is, but there's something about having pink hair that makes me want to wear brown on my nails a lot, which is kind of weird because my natural hair is brown, but I don't know, something about pink and brown together, like a little chocolate strawberry ice cream vibe, is just really working for me this season. And then we have yet another OPI fall, because OPI fall collections just always hit for me. This one is Band Tees. This one's actually part of their regular fall line, and as you can see in the first coat, it was not very impressive, but I will say the second coat makes such a huge difference for me. It's just this really beautiful blackened shimmer, and then we have this kind of like amber brown color within it, so it just looks like it's glowing from within. It's this almost black shade, but then it has that beautiful shine to it. So another shade that I think just works really well for this time of year and also suits my hair. Next is Zoya Emery from their Muse collection, and I thought this was a really unique brown because it actually has a little bit of like a purpley undertone to it. So it kind of reminds me of like the Hershey's wrapper vibe, where it's like this purple gray brown, and then within it we have a golden shimmer. So a really gorgeous shade. It has a little bit of like a dustiness to it. The formula is absolutely incredible. And again, there's just something about that brown that's really working for me this time of year, but having that added golden shimmer just makes it that much more special. So I do have a few favorites that are on the cooler side. This one, it's kind of in between. This is Holo Taco Off the Grid, and this was part of their camping collection, which actually came out in August, but I would classify those as more autumnal shades. And this one is a really beautiful magnetic polish that has a lot going on in it. You can see on its own before magnetization, there's just so much color bursting from this, but basically we have this sort of cool base to it, and then we have a warm iridescent magnetic shimmer that shifts between red and copper and orange. So it just creates this kind of fiery look that I think is really beautiful. I especially loved the way that this one looked in the velvet style. I think it's so interesting, and it really gives a lot of warmth, but you still get those extra sparks of cool colors in there from the glitters. But if you want to make it a more cosmic sort of vibe, the cat eye style also works really well for that, and that way you can actually see the cooler base color coming through with all of that bluish green kind of tone, and then you get that reddish orange as kind of like a 3-dimensional line across your nail. So really gorgeous shade, feels perfect for fall, but also feels like a really good just nighttime, any time of year color. And here's another cooler tone. This one is Cirque Colors Good Fortune. This was actually from their Destiny collection, which I believe is a Halloween set, but again, there's just something very nice about these very contrasty colors to me. So we have this kind of dusty navy blue base, but then we have an iridescent shimmer that shifts from red into orange into green. So I just thought this one was really gorgeous. I love that hollow sparkle in there, and again, it just feels like kind of an autumn night with like a fire burning. And clearly I'm in a very magnetic mood these days because I have yet another magnetic favorite. This is Claire de Lune from Mooncat. It was part of their Dance Macabre collection, and this one I did not expect to love as much as I did, but there is something about it that is just so elegant and stunning to me, and I just cannot get enough of it. It's definitely on the cooler side when it comes to the polishes that I'm sharing today, but it is just so fantastic. We've got this gorgeous dusty mauve kind of base color, and then we have a white magnetic shimmer. So in the velvet style, it kind of just looks velvety and soft, but in the cat eye style, I just found it to be especially stunning. I think the pigment in here is finer than usual because it created such an interesting look where all of that base just became an almost cream kind of shade, and then literally all of that magnetic pigment pigment pulled towards the center, and I thought it just looked so intense and beautiful. I couldn't get enough of it. And then last but not least, we have Holo Taco Vine to Table as part of their Renaissance collection, and I loved this collection. I loved that crushed hollow finish. I think it's so fun, but I'm really surprised at my favorite pick here because I feel like I tend to lean towards the cooler toned purples, and this one is definitively warm toned. We've got this almost like pinky fuchsia kind of purple with the hollow sparkle in there, but again, there's just something about that warmth this season that's really speaking to me, and I think it's absolutely stunning. So yeah, those are my favorites for the season, the colors that I think I'm going to be leaning towards the most this time of year. And I think it's kind of funny because I feel like I'm leaning so much more towards these very warm shades, whereas I tend to have a healthy mix of cooler tones with like a little bit of warmth sprinkled in. But right now I have very cool toned hair, and I normally try to match my nails to my hair. So it's interesting to see a little bit warmer of a tone in this color theme because I don't think it matches as perfectly, but something about this season in particular has just given me very cozy vibes. I'm really into the neutrals right now. I'm really into these like orangey, browny, red kind of colors, and surprisingly I'm finding myself very drawn towards warmer toned purples where I usually lean very heavily towards cool toned purples. So I think that's really interesting, but I think it all honestly just depends on what is released each year. So these are just the polishes that have been speaking to me the most that I think I'm going to be wearing the most. But I am curious to hear your thoughts. What polishes have been your favorite for fall 2025 so far? Which are you planning on picking up? Do we have any overlapping favorites? Definitely let me know in the comments. We can chat about it. If you enjoy these favorites videos, definitely give this one a like so I know that I can make more. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do a Halloween favorites for this season specifically, so stay tuned. But yeah, if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would really appreciate if you could subscribe. I love you all, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye. I gotta do this fast because this is a fall video and I am wearing velvet, but it's like 100 degrees outside, so I'm sweating a lot. So the question is, would you rather never run out of maple syrup or never run out of cinnamon? And I thought this was a really interesting one because my gut instinct was to say maple syrup, even though I do not use maple syrup. I don't eat anything that you put maple syrup on. Like I'm not like a pancake or waffle person usually, unless I'm like going out to brunch, I guess. And in that case, they supply you with it. But the reason that my gut instinct was to say that is because my partner loves maple syrup. I feel like he could just drink it and we always have to buy more. So I feel like it would just be the most convenient if we never ran out of it. But on the other hand, my recent thing that I've been really enjoying is putting a little bit of cinnamon in my coffee in the morning. And I feel like that just feels like fall to me, and it smells so good and it tastes so good. So I don't know, but I don't really use that much. Like I haven't run out of cinnamon in years. It takes so long to get through a bottle of cinnamon. So I think I'm gonna stick with my first answer and say maple syrup. I would rather never run out of that. I think that would just be the most convenient. But yeah, like I said, I am incredibly sweaty in this velvet outfit, so I'm going to go change. But I hope that the fall vibes are suiting. But let me know your answer in the comments. We can chat about it, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!